can I do to naturally support my cardiovascular health? I heard about a guy the other day that was a bodybuilder. He was in great health. Well, supposedly great health. And the guy was ripped, and he was 40, and he had a heart attack. Everybody thought this guy was, how could that possibly happen? This guy's in the gym for 2 hours a day, working out, low body fat, does cardio. How could this guy have a heart attack at 40? This happens all the time. Runners, you would think, hey, they're in great shape, and then they have a heart attack out of the blue. Cardiovascular health has a lot to do with live versus dead food. If you look at a lot of the diets, and I've done this, of bodybuilders, athletes, professional athletes, they have some of the worst diets. To this day, I don't understand why. I know because the teams hire registered dietitians, which are trained the wrong way. They're trained to teach the athletes how to eat off the food pyramid, which is wrong. But the majority of these athletes are in horrible health. Their cardiovascular systems are horrible because they eat meat all the time. They're on these paleo, and all they eat is meat and eggs. And then they just have rice, a little bit of rice and chicken breasts and all this stuff. It's like the worst diet. So my recommendations for cardiovascular health is start eating more vegan-based, more live foods. Secondly is intermittent fasting or fasting is incredible for the cardiovascular system. You want to repair your heart and your cardiovascular system. Look at Dr. Alan Goldhammer's study where he took hundreds of people with high blood pressure, fasted them for 10 to 14 days. 100% of the people were off their blood pressure medications at the end of 14 days on a water-only fast. Now, if you do have cardiovascular issues and you do want to go through that, I recommend that you go to his clinic and do a medically supervised water fast. But intermittent fasting is incredibly beneficial for the cardiovascular system. Eating healthy live foods, like I said, healing the gut lining is great for the cardiovascular system. Iodine is great for the cardiovascular system. Essential fatty acids are great for the cardiovascular system. Calcium orotate, magnesium orotate, potassium orotate are extremely beneficial for the cardiovascular system. We have a product called Hematrex, which is designed as a blend of herbs which supports the cardiovascular system. I'll tell you one of the best things for the cardiovascular system is doing a liver cleanse. A liver and gallbladder cleanse is freeing up the ability, talking about the root cause. Okay, when you start accumulating too much fat and too much plaque in your cardiovascular system, that's the root cause of that is your liver not functioning correctly. Otherwise, you wouldn't. Leaky gut and liver, because all that stuff is leaking through into your bloodstream, and that's what's causing the plaquing, that's what's causing the fatty deposits, all that stuff. So if you have or you're worried about your cardiovascular system or your cardiovascular health, you need to be doing at least 2 liver cleanses every single year. Taking all those proper supplements, exercising, and the last bit of advice, the one that I think ruins the majority of cardiovascular systems out there is stress. Stress and anxiety. Stress can override health. When we were working with cancer patients and had 5, 6 cancer patients on the same exact program, and 4 of them were getting better and 2 of them were going down, the only difference that we could identify was the stress levels in those 2. Like, if you don't believe something's working and you're stressed about it, and usually those cancer patients were forced into it by a family member, and they didn't even believe in what they were doing, and they still didn't believe in natural health, and they were still completely stressed out, and they were still didn't have any hope, they didn't have any faith. This is just how powerful your mind is. You can take the best supplements in the world. You can detoxify. You can even be on a vegan, whole food, raw diet. Most likely, if you're doing that, because your body's so clean, you're going to be happy and you're not going to be so stressed and you're not going to be in that scenario. But I've seen scenarios where stress alone and negative emotional patterns have overridden all of the good things that you can do for your body. And stress, you can link stress to every single disease or condition out there. So it's almost, but another thing that I've seen, a miraculous thing that I've seen, is as people start cleansing and changing their diet and going through intestinal health program, liver and gallbladder cleansing, harmful organism cleansing, all of these things, I've also seen their stress levels go away. So it works both ways. It's like the more your body becomes clean and the more attention that you pay to your body of becoming healthy, the more confident you are, the more happy you are. You know, you look in the mirror and you smile and you're doing something for yourself. So a lot of times you can deal with stress better, especially if you work in meditation into that routine. But I can tell you that every single person almost that I've evaluated that had cardiovascular issues also had high stress issues. So I would say that, the best natural support for cardiovascular health is dealing with your stress. You know, stress is something that I tell you, it's all around us. Looking at electromagnetic frequencies cause stress. People are stressed out about social media all the time. I mean, what's somebody going to post next? I mean, they can't wait to get up in the morning. The first thing they do is they grab their phone. Stresses them out. Puts you in a sympathetic state. Watching TV, politics. I mean, I can't tell you how many people have been calling our offices that have been stressed out from just watching what's going on in politics. Reading the news, watching TV, dealing with friends, dealing with it. I mean, everybody's like, it's crazy. I mean, we're living in a world right now where so many people are stressed out. We all have stress. There's eustress, which is actually good stress when you're excited about something, but you're kind of stressed out about it, but it's exciting. And then there's distress, which is stress that's bad for you, which is where you're living in a sympathetic state and you're allowing. It's only a decision that you make. Are you going to allow these things to affect you in a negative way? Because you're basically allowing yourself to become stressed out over a situation. And if you think about it, if you go back a week later and you say, why was I so stressed out about that a week ago? You know, everything ends up being okay anyway. And then you're just like, I shouldn't have even been stressed about it. Why did I just waste 5 days being completely stressed out? I mean, everything's going to turn out the way it's going to turn out anyway. So those are my recommendations about the cardiovascular health. And I just want to thank everybody for being online today. Continue to please submit your questions. Hope all these. Leave any comments. And I just want to, if you do like any of these, please share this video with anybody that it might help, so we can try to help as many people as we can.